After conducting a lot of research, I am now convinced that Imu, Luffy, Alabasta, and souls are all connected. Egyptian mythology is the key to answering all the confusing questions and revealing why Luffy is the only one who can defeat Imu. Let's start with souls. What exactly does the soul mean? A soul is what operates every organ, cell, and nerve in the body. A soul is the main component of why we exist and what keeps your vessel alive in the physical realm. It is said that at one point we descended into our vessels to live within a 3D world. We are all said to be four-dimensional beings infused inside a 3D body. Egyptian mythology helps us understand how the soul operates. Keep in mind that One Piece is heavily influenced by Egyptian mythology, especially the characters of Imu and Vivi and Alabasta overall. The ancient Egyptians believed that souls have numerous parts: spiritual body, name and identity, essence, heart, shadow, and power. I believe Oda used this concept for One Piece. It is said that the Egyptians had numerous ways to secure their fate before death. They would give offerings and try to gain favor with the gods. The reason for this was that the Egyptian gods would give an individual a chance to regain life. The ancient Egyptians believed that after people died in this world, they continued living on in another one. If certain steps were taken, a person could live on after death. The Egyptian people knew how to be reborn again. Maybe this is why Imu is so interested in the Nefertari family. Maybe Imu needed, and needs, their lineage or the women of the family. Don Flamingo mentioned that Imu's power degrades quickly. What if Imu needs Vivi's power to continue being immortal? One of the most interesting things is that the Egyptians truly had a strong and bonded belief when it comes to the psyche and having two souls. They believed that each individual had two souls, a Ba and a Ka, which separated at death unless steps were taken to prevent this division. Also, it's said that magic turns into a soul. This could be connected to Vegapunk explaining the devil fruits. There are a lot of theories mentioning that Imu is the creator of the devil fruits. It could be true after all. Another important parallel and connection is about Chaka and Pel. We know that Alabasta is inspired by Egypt, obviously. The Nefertari family parallels the Nefertiti family. But did you know that Chaka also parallels Anubis and Pel parallels Horus? Anubis was an ancient Egyptian god of the dead, and Horus is a god in the form of a falcon, representing power and healing. More interestingly, they were the ones that guided Cobra to his death, especially Chaka, aka Anubis, who guides the dead to the underworld. There is an Egyptian god by the name of Osiris who replaced Anubis and became the god of the underworld. He was cut into pieces by his brother, and his wife Isis put him back together. Could this be something that happened to Imu? Ironically, this parallels Thriller Bark. Hogback stitched and put bodies back together and used Moria's soul ability to bring them to life. Maybe Imu had been cut into pieces like Osiris and put back together, but used another soul or shadow to place in Imu. This soul is not his, but someone that is evil and twisted, meaning a whole other identity within a body that's not theirs. What if he became a void? Void is emptiness, hollow, vacuum. All three words coexist with Imu and how the Void Century was probably completely erased. Also, Mu in Japanese means void. I think we must look at things from different perspectives and ask, why would Imu leave a place such as the ancient kingdom in seawater to rot? I believe that Imu didn't do that at all. Rather than destroy it or let it rot underwater, I think Imu placed the ancient kingdom in a dimension that is an endless void. It could even be the place where Imu walked down the stairs to, aka the ancient kingdom. We know that there are a lot of parallels between Skypiea and the Void Century. Enel discovered an ancient city on the Verth that was underground. Odin's father, Law, and Robin had to walk down a flight of stairs to get to the Poneglyph and ancient Old Wano. Oda made sure to give us signs. Another interesting part is that the first ever filler episode in One Piece is about an ancient dragon wanting to go to a place called Warship Island where it could find the dragon's nest. The dragon nest rises every 1,000 years, allowing the dragon to die and be reborn. There was also a band of marines chasing down the dragon because they thought that its bones would grant them immortality. It's crazy Crazy how this can connect to Imu being immortal. But back to the ancient kingdom being in a void dimension. We have already seen two characters with dimensional devil fruits. Brûlé, who ate the Mira Mira no Mi, allowing her to create and manipulate mirrors, and Blueno, the user of the Doa Doa no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit which allows him to create and open doors on any surface. Both can travel with people and place things in another dimension. Imu might have an ability similar to Obito's Kamui. Kamui has Mu, meaning void, in it as well. Kamui is a place where time doesn't matter and everything is preserved and kept in a still state. I believe the idea that Imu not wanting to destroy it but to keep it as a past memory is possible. Imu is not heartless after all. We have seen Imu being nostalgic a few times already. For example, Imu has a big picture of Lily hanging on the wall. Imu just does not care about humans or people that currently live in the present, because we're talking about someone who's stuck in the past, as Imu's main life was 800 years ago. Now let's talk about Luffy. I think it's already clear that Luffy is Imu's total opposite, and there are a lot of videos about why Luffy will be the one to defeat Imu and the world government. Oda also literally gave us additional hints in Kuma's flashback, but today I want to show another bit of foreshadowing that Oda did through Egyptian mythology. Luffy versus Imu was foreshadowed during the Skypiea arc. I'm sure most of you know about Luffy's obsession over beetles. We have seen it on cover stories in One Piece films during Luffy's childhood at Fishman Island and even on Egghead. But do you know where it started? In Skypiea. He said a Hercules and an Atlas beetle are every child's dream in their world, and when Chopper asked him what's greater, an Atlas beetle or the One Piece, Luffy was weirdly having a hard time answering it. Of course it's a joke, but I don't think it's just a joke, and I'll explain why. The beetle is connected to Nika. Nika is the sun god, and in Egypt, there is a god that represents the morning sun named Khepri, who had the head of a beetle. It's not just a coincidence. Khepri also represents creation and the renewal of life. Luffy has renewed a lot of people's lives during the series. Another hint is this image. Isis and Nefertari are standing before a beetle-headed god who sits upon a colorful throne. The Alabasta kingdom and the Nefertari family played a big role during the Void Century. It's also obvious that Imu has some kind of connection with the Nefertari family, especially Nefertari D. Lily, who lived 800 years ago. Now, Imu's main concern is Nefertari Vivi, as her picture was shown along with sun god Luffy, Blackbeard, and Shirahoshi, one of the ancient weapons. I also want you to pay attention to Isis's earrings. Boa Hancock has the exact same earrings in One Piece. The sun god, Nefertari, and Boa's earrings. As I said, it's not just a coincidence. Now let's talk about Imu. In Egyptian mythology, there is a god named Atum. Atum created himself and is closely associated with the evening sun. As a primordial god and as the evening sun, Atum has underworld connections. At the start of this video, I said a few words about Pel. In ancient Egypt's religion, the falcon had the morning sun in his right eye and the evening sun in his left eye, aka Luffy and Imu. Maybe Pel has a bigger role to play in One Piece, and that's why Oda kept this character in the story. We all remember how surprising it was to see Pel alive after that explosion. Could it be a parallel to the ancient Egyptians' rebirth technique? I don't know, but everything seems connected. That's it for today. I wanted to share these 3 interconnected ideas with you. Hope you enjoyed them, and I hope at least one of them comes true. If you want to learn more about the final fight in One Piece, you can watch this video right here. Thanks for watching.